We're joined by Hillary Kennedy from the 4-Minute Buzz and, of course, HillaryKennedy.com.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Great to have you.
One L.
Yes, Hillary with one L.
Thank you.
I don't want to be confused with the other Hillary.
No, you do not. So you are a big UFC fan, a big Conor McGregor fan, and, of course, he's in the news pretty prominently right now. And not in necessarily a good way.
No, Conor, why?
Why?
I love him so much. But yeah, and this isn't the first time that he's had these sorts of accusations, but he's been accused of sexual assault. Recently, he was at the NBA Finals game in Miami, and he was seen partying with a woman after the game. And apparently he emerges from a restroom, grabs her by the hand, brings her into the restroom, which she willingly follows him in there. Mm-hmm. His security,
there's video of that if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
So that's how we know that.
His security, some of them seem to follow them into the restroom, some are outside the restroom. Anyway, she accuses him of sexual assault and says that took place in the restroom, that she was able to elbow him enough to escape and leave. But then another video emerged where you see the two of them partying again at a club there after the fact.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of muddy waters with this story. Her attorney said she did have no less than 6 drinks that night and that she was prepared to escort him back to the Four Seasons Hotel. And I think she thought that's where that was going. Maybe, I don't know. Either way, he says nothing has happened. And he's like, you can tell from these videos that nothing happened. We were still hanging out afterwards. So these allegations are nothing but a shakedown. He says she tried to get him to pay her money because of the incident, and when he refused, then she took it to the media.
So is it correct that she did not approach anybody in the arena for help? She didn't approach a police officer for help. If this had just occurred, she could have run to one of these individuals, right? But
Correct.
Instead, it was 2 days later when she retained an attorney?
She says that she tried, or her attorney said that she tried to go to the police the next day and was turned away. And so
was turned away?
I don't know how true that is. The problem is in these sorts of instances, unless you have a rape kit or something like that done immediately after the fact, then it just becomes a he said, she said.
Right.
And it looks really bad if she's sent messages to his WhatsApp number or however she did it asking for money, and then he says no, and then all of a sudden this plays out. But Conor also
is that
should
what happened?
not... Yeah,
she did send...
He says that she sent messages and asked, or called and asked for money. And he said, no, this is a total shakedown. I'm not paying anybody. Nothing happened. So then he said that's when she went to the media. We don't really know. It's sort of a gray area there. But Conor's fiancee, Dee Devlin, they've been together since he was 19 years old.
Yeah, and they have, 2 kids?
She's pregnant with their 4th.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
hold on. How old is he?
Jeez.
Yeah.
How old is Conor?
Well,
30,
let's not jump into
34,
marriage,
35.
though. Let's not get crazy.
So I wondered about that because they've got now almost 4 children.
Yeah.
I wondered about that, and I don't know if that is a sort of a calculated business move on his part. They live in Las Vegas. I think they also have a home in Ireland, but if they were to get married and something like this happened and they went through a divorce, how much of a settlement would she get? I don't know if he would demand a prenup after they've been together all this time, but this may be a financial decision on his part.
He knew her
we don't
for
know.
5 years before he joined UFC, I'm seeing.
The problem is he continually finds himself in these situations. So whether or not he's actually doing any of the things he's accused of, at the very least, he's putting himself in compromising positions that opens him up to these sorts of attacks, which is not wise.
When you lead a woman by the hand into a bathroom and, people are watching you. I mean, there's a whole bunch of witnesses there. That's not going to go well.
Okay.
That's not going to go well.
Well, she needed to use the restroom, and I was telling her, well, you can come in here. It's a private bathroom.
Oh, that's what happened.
Right. But
Sure.
not very many people are going to.
Hold on. Hillary Kennedy, Conor McGregor apologist, you're on the stand. Conor finds himself in these positions. Do you mean puts himself in these positions?
Puts himself in these positions.
Okay, and can we also revisit the whole he didn't get married? Maybe it's a business decision. Oh, come on, man.
I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying I think that could be a reason why he has chosen not to marry her. I will say this.
It could be.
when she flew to New York to be by his side, like the day after, or shortly after these
By his
allegations.
side or slap him in the face?
No, well, they posted photos to Instagram. She's giving him a foot massage. He's surrounded by his children
After
on
the
Father's
fact?
Day. Yes.
This is over the top.
Now, when she
Wow.
arrived in New York to be
Wow.
with him, it looked as if she might be wearing some new jewelry. So,
Oh, the Kobe Bryant treatment.
so you never know. Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
you never know. But in any case, she has stuck by him. She's all in on this. But he was accused of this same thing in 2019 of alleged sexual assault of a woman in a Dublin hotel. Then in October of 2019, so not that long later, the police received another complaint against him from a woman who said he'd sexually assaulted her in a car outside of a Dublin pub.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about these.
So, yes.
Did you, Keith?
No.
Have you heard these?
No,
I haven't heard
No,
these.
but I'm sensing a common thread.
Yeah,
here.
there seems to be.
Who's the common denominator
history
in all of
here.
these?
I know. But again, when you're a professional athlete,
Here we go. You're a target. I got it.
you are a target.
I got it.
True.
So I'm
Have
not
you
saying
applied
that
for
he,
the PR position for Conor McGregor Enterprises?
I think with most of these athletes, and when you've got the kind of money that he has, I think people start to think they're above any
Right.
of those things or getting caught. And
Yeah.
but the other Conor McGregor news, so he is on The Ultimate Fighter, the TV show, and he's a coach, and Michael Chandler's a coach, and it's supposed to culminate in this fight between the two of them at a UFC event later this year. Conor still has not taken the drug test that he needs to take in order for them to be
Oh,
able to
geez.
fight before the end of the year.
All right,
so a lot of
spin
people
this
are
one
saying,
for us.
well, a lot of people are saying it's not going to happen. He has been taking steroids for his injury. He had a pretty bad injury from
there
his
you go.
last fight.
We're-
So
Yeah, he
I
broke
don't
his
know.
leg, right?
Right. So
Like a
I don't know
compound
if
fracture
that's going
kind
to
of
happen.
thing. That was with Poirier,
Yes.
right?
So people are saying this fight with Chandler might not happen. Also, the ratings for the show haven't been what people thought they were going to be. So now a lot of fans are calling for the fight with Chandler to be replaced with someone else like Charles Oliveira. They're like, we need a more exciting fighter. No one cares about Michael Chandler. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But we may or may not see Conor fight again this year. And it's looking more like may not.
Wow.
Okay.
But he's not retired, right?
No, I mean, he retires every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think when the price is right, it's just he's made so much money that I think that raw hunger to succeed and
It's hard.
It's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take a really, really interesting fight or something that really goes after his ego for him to do it.
And what's his face? The Russian guy.
Nurmagomedov. Oh,
Yes.
I would love to see the two of them
He's
again.
retired, right?
Yes.
Did he retire unbeaten?
He did.
Wow.
He's a pretty incredible fighter.
Now
And
that would be a great fight. Part
Yes.
2 between the two of them.
Agreed. And
I would love to see that.
McGregor Forever, his Netflix series. I started
I
watching
watched it.
It's really good.
It's
and they
really
they
good.
show the highlights from that fight and kind of how
Yeah.
that all unfolded. So a rematch would be incredible.
And they show the really horrible injury that he suffered against
In slow
Poirier.
motion.
Oh my gosh, that is disturbing.
So bad.
For some reason, he moves wrong and breaks his leg, and it's like his leg is then going the wrong
I hate
way.
that
and,
stuff.
it's
Hey,
really bad.
I know we're running up against the clock here. Did you have some health tips or food tips or what was it? For
Well, so
Pat?
we had this discussion yesterday,
Yeah.
and since you've also been going through some health challenges this year, we thought this would be interesting to talk about briefly. But I was reading an article by a metabolism expert, and he said exercise will not help you lose weight. So it's good for your overall
Really?
health. It will help you live longer.
We're
But
listening.
it's not actually
Okay.
going to help you
I think he's right.
lose
Yeah.
weight.
Don't you, Keith?
Sit-
I think that's
sit
right.
around more.
That
That's the takeaway.
That sounds right.
So he said it's crucial to exercise to maintain overall good health in the long run. It won't help you lose weight. It may reduce your weight for the first 10 months or so, but then you'll return to your original weight even if you stick to your exercise regimen because your body's evolved to have a fixed idea of what your daily energy expenditure should be. And that
Right.
expenditure returns around to where it started after those 10 months. So no matter what
That's
you're
so true.
doing. So
I
he's
mean, you've
saying,
seen that time after time after time. At least I have.
So we're
calories
that.
in and calories out.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying the only way to lose weight is just
Eat
to
less.
eat less.
Eat
That's
less.
it. Now, he said walking is the best thing that you can do, but he did this by studying like other cultures where the people are active all day long, but their weight isn't necessarily that differently from ours. It all depends on their diet.
Look at the physical labor, the intensive way that our ancestors that built this country. You know, look at how they had to get out in the fields and build their own houses by hand and all that stuff. They can totally understand how you compared to us, we sit around with these processed foods.
Well, so that's another point he made is our food today. He said it injects a lot of energy, which is calories. And he said it's less filling. That's why we eat more of it. And he thinks that's the root of the obesity problem.
It's probably true.
Oh, yeah. Because we got on this, didn't we? Because of the video that we played on Overtime yesterday showing you the nutritional value of organic foods compared to these GMO foods. And you're just going, oh, my gosh, you have to eat more because these aren't as healthy for you and don't have all those nutrients that your body needs. So you have to eat more.
Well, since diabetes, I've completely given up processed food. Just don't do it anymore.
That's
because
awesome.
It's not good for you.
And do you feel better overall? Do you feel like it's made a big difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, I've lost 40 some pounds. So that
and don't forget,
helps.
the biggest takeaway from this conversation is sit around more
and sit around and lay around more.
Yeah.
Don't exercise because it's bad for you.
Exercise is good for your mental health. It will help you live longer. He's just saying it won't help you lose weight.
Thank you, Hillary.
You're welcome.